where animals lived in harmony. Stuart Mouse was known for his adventurous spirit. A small, intelligent mouse with a red scarf and tiny goggles, Stuart was always up for a challenge. His best friend, Snowbell Cat, sleek, white feline with a soft heart and a mischievous glint in his eyes, often found himself roped into Stuart's escapades. Together, they had explored forests, climbed hills, and even built a treehouse. But their next adventure was something they had never tried before: river rafting. The big idea. It all began one sunny morning. Stuart sat in his workshop, tinkering with his miniature canoe, while Snowbell lay sprawled on the windowsill, basking in the sunlight. "Snowbell, have you ever thought about riding the rapids?" Stuart asked, his eyes gleaming with excitement. "Rapids?" Snowbell yawned. "You mean those wild, rushing rivers? Sounds dangerous." "Exactly. The thrill, the rush, the water spraying everywhere. Imagine the stories we'll tell." Snowbell sighed. He knew there was no talking Stuart out of an idea once it took root. "Fine," he said, stretching lazily. "But if I get wet, you're drying my fur." Preparing for the adventure. The duo spent the next week preparing. Stuart designed a sturdy raft out of lightweight wood, complete with a little flag and compartments for snacks. Snowbell, reluctantly, helped gather supplies, including life vests custom-made by Mrs. Hoot, the town's seamstress owl. "Remember, Stuart," Mrs. Hoot warned, "the river can be unpredictable. Stick together and keep an eye on the weather." "We will, Mrs. Hoot," Stuart replied with a salute. The journey begins. The big day arrived. The entire town came to see them off at the River Ripple dock. As the raft floated into the sparkling water, the crowd cheered, and Snowbell gave a nervous wave. "This isn't so bad," Snowbell said as the raft drifted lazily down the river. "Just wait," Stuart replied, gripping his paddle. "The adventure is just starting." The rapids ahead. As they ventured deeper into the wilderness, the river grew livelier. Birds chirped from the trees, and fish leaped in and out of the water. Suddenly, the calm was broken by a distant roar. "Rapids!" Stuart exclaimed. Snowbell's ears flattened. "Rapids already? Can't we ease into this?" The raft bobbed and swayed as the current grew stronger. Stuart expertly steered, calling out instructions. Snowbell clung to the sides, his fur standing on end. "Left, Snowbell. Paddle left. I'm a cat, not a sailor." Snowbell yelled back, but he obeyed. The raft soared over the rapids, bouncing and spinning. Stuart laughed with exhilaration, while Snowbell closed his eyes, muttering prayers to every cat deity he could think of. An unexpected visitor. After surviving the first set of rapids, they entered a calm stretch of the river. Snowbell, still damp, glared at Stuart. "That was terrifying." "You did great, Snowbell," Stuart said, patting his friend's paw. Suddenly, a splash caught their attention. A curious otter named Ollie popped his head out of the water. Howdy, travelers. What brings you to Ripple River? Adventure, Stuart said. And survival, Snowbell muttered. Ollie grinned. Mind if I tag along for a bit? I know this river like the back of my paw. Sure, Stuart said. With Ollie swimming beside them, the journey became even more fun. The otter shared stories about hidden coves and secret waterfalls, and even taught Snowbell how to fish, a skill the cat quickly mastered. The Waterfall Challenge. By midday, the trio encountered a towering waterfall. Stuart's eyes lit up. Let's ride it, he said. Are you out of your tiny mouse mind? Snowbell exclaimed. Ollie chuckled. It's not as scary as it looks. Just hold on tight. With a mix of fear and excitement, they approached the edge. The raft tipped forward, and they plunged into the cascade. Stuart whooped with joy, Snowbell screamed, and Ollie spun happily in the spray. They landed with a splash in the pool below, all three laughing uncontrollably, yes, even Snowbell. The night under the stars. As the sun set, they pulled the raft onto a sandy shore and set up camp. Stuart lit a small fire, and they roasted marshmallows. Snowbell curled up in a warm blanket, finally dry and content. You know, Snowbell said, gazing at the starry sky, this wasn't so bad after all. Adventures are always better with friends, Stuart said, smiling. And marshmallows, Ollie added, licking his paws. A hero's return. The next morning, they continued down the river until they reached the end of their journey. The townsfolk were waiting, cheering as the brave adventurers arrived. Stuart and Snowbell became local heroes, inspiring other animals to seek their own adventures. As for Snowbell, he never admitted it, but he secretly started looking forward to Stuart's next big idea. And so, the duo's river rafting adventure became a cherished tale in Whiskerville, proving that even the most unlikely friends could conquer the wildest rapids together.